So today what I'm going to show you is a delicious hearty soup, and it's a cross between an alphabet soup and a minestrone soup. So I'm going to walk you through the ingredients and we'll get started. So what I've done is I've chopped all my vegetables. I have everything ready, and you're going to need 3 carrots chopped into cubes. I used 3 celery, 1 large onion chopped, 1 large garlic. I've got some rosemary here for my spices, and then I've got 1 10-ounce bag of green peas and 1 10-ounce bag of corn, sweet corn, 1 can of organic garbanzo beans here, and then I'm going to use for my soupy 1 box of Pomi tomatoes. I've got 1 cup of pureed tomato sauce, and I use the Eden organic brand for that. And then you're going to need some pepper, some Italian seasoning, and then I use half a teaspoon of the Better Than Bouillon vegetable base vegetable stock. And then for your alphabets, so I get these from Eden Organics, the same place where the beans come from, and I get the mixed alphabet soup, and I'm going to mix the alphabets with these shells, these small shells. So I'm going to use half a box each. So the first, oh, and over here, almost forgot, we've got some red cabbage, and this is 1/4 of a cabbage chopped into long strips that we're going to add in the end. Now if you don't want to use garbanzo beans, you can use any bean you want. Kidney beans, black beans, white beans, anything you want. So it's very, very flexible. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook our vegetables here, and I'm going to heat up my pan, and when that's heated up we'll come back. Okay, so I've got my pan, my pot going, and in order to see if it's ready, we're just going to put a little bit of water in there, and I'm just going to pour all of these, the carrots, the rosemary, I'm going to add the celery and the onion into the pot. And I'm going to cook this for about 5 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, there's no sticking. And if you do notice some sticking, you can always just add a little bit of water just to get it unstuck. And now I'm going to add my spices. And I add about a tablespoon of the Italian seasoning, and then I add just a little bit of pepper, you know, 1/8 of a teaspoon of fresh pepper, and then I mix it up and I let that cook for maybe a minute, and then I'm going to add the tomato sauce. So I'm going to add the Pomi first, and then the sauce, the puree. You do not have to add this if you don't want to. It just adds a little bit sweetness to it. And now what I like to do is I fill up 2 Pomis with water, and I'm going to pour that in the soup. Gonna mix it around, and then I'm just gonna cover it and bring it to a boil. Okay, so it's boiling, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the bouillon paste, and then I'm gonna let it cook for 20 minutes covered. Just gonna cover it and let it cook for 20 more minutes. Okay, so it's been boiling for 20 minutes, and now I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add the garbanzo beans, I'm going to add the corn and the peas, and I'm going to let that come to a boil, and then I'm going to add the pasta. Okay, so lastly I'm going to add I've got about 3/4 cup of the alphabet soup, and then I added another 3/4 cup of the little mini shells, and these really give a great flavor. to the soup. I'm going to add those, and I'm going to add the cabbage. You can add more cabbage if you want. I probably will add more cabbage, but we'll just see what it looks like. And I'm going to mix this up, and I'm just going to let it cook uncovered for about 10 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes, and now I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm just going to let it sit for another 10 minutes. This is how we eat it. I just sprinkle on top some freshly cracked pepper, and because it's such a hearty meal, we just eat it with bread. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching.